10 MCU variants, who are actually stronger than the originals. The multiverse has officially broken the MCU. We thought we knew our heroes, our villains, our universe. We were dead wrong. Lurking in other realities are twisted, dark, and shockingly powerful versions of the characters we love. Today, we're counting down 10 variants who aren't just a little different. They're so much stronger than the originals. They could shatter everything. What's up, Marvel crew? And welcome back. The multiverse isn't just a gimmick. It's a Pandora's box, and it has unleashed some of the most terrifyingly powerful characters we've ever seen. For every hero we know, there are a million alternate versions who made a different choice, suffered a greater loss, or just straight up embraced their dark side. And a lot of the time, that new path led them to a level of power that makes our prime timeline heroes look like absolute amateurs. Today, we're looking at 10 variants who have totally eclipsed their original counterparts. We're not talking about a new costume or a bad attitude. We're talking raw, universe-shattering power. These are the versions who could take down the Avengers by themselves, rewrite reality on a whim, or conquer entire timelines just for fun. Now, quick disclaimer. Power scaling is always tricky. One writer's god is another's stepping stone. But for this list, we're judging based on actual feats, the sheer scale of their power, and the threat they pose compared to the original. We'll be pulling from the MCU, the animated shows, and of course, the comics where these insane ideas got their start. So get ready to question everything you thought you knew. Number 10. Captain Carter, kicking off our list, is a variant who started with one simple change. Peggy Carter stayed in the room. First introduced in What If? This reality saw Peggy, not Steve Rogers, receive the super soldier serum. The result? A hero who is, arguably, a more effective super soldier than the original Captain America. Now, why is she stronger? It's not just about physical strength. Both she and Steve have the same peak human abilities from the serum. Peggy's real strength comes from what she was before she got it. Steve was a good man with a big heart. Peggy was already a brilliant, highly trained intelligence agent and strategist for the SSR. She was a soldier and a spy from day one. That gives her a tactical edge and a foundation of espionage that Steve had to learn on the job. We see this in action in What If? And her live-action cameo in Multiverse of Madness. She's a decisive leader, commanding the guardians of the multiverse against cosmic threats. While Steve Rogers' journey was about a good man becoming a soldier, Peggy's was about a great soldier becoming a superhero. Her brutal, if short, fight with the Scarlet Witch proved she wouldn't hesitate to take on a magical heavyweight, something our Steve never had to do alone. Her time with the Guardians of the Multiverse also gave her a crash course in cosmic-level threats, from Infinity Ultron to Strange Supreme. That's experience that blows most of Steve's Earth-based career out of the water. Our Steve is the heart of the Avengers, no doubt. But Captain Carter is a battle-hardened, multiversal warrior whose unique blend of spycraft and super soldier power makes her a more formidable version of the Sentinel of Liberty. Number 9. G.O. coming in at number 9 is one of the newest and maybe one of the most overpowered characters in the MCU, G.O. Introduced in Captain Marvel and finally taking the spotlight in Secret Invasion, G.O. went from being a Skrull refugee to a living library of the Avengers' powers. Her strength comes from the Harvest of Vial, containing the DNA of pretty much everyone who fought at the Battle of Base Earth in Endgame. When G.O. put herself through the Super Skrull machine, she became a walking buffet of superpowers. And it is insane. Let's run down the list. The show clearly shows her using Groot's regenerative powers, Hall Obsidian's strength, a Frost Beast's ice powers, and Extremis to heal. And that's just the start. In her final brawl with Gravik, we see her use Drax's arm for raw power, Captain Marvel's energy blasts, Mantis's sleep touch, and Ghost's phasing. The full list of powers she has access to is nuts, theoretically including Hulk, Thor, and even Thanos. So, is she stronger than her original self? Yeah. Her original self was a skilled Skrull, but still just a shapeshifter. This new Geo is a one-woman army. The reason she makes this list is her insane versatility. She isn't just strong like Hulk, or can blast energy like Captain Marvel. She can be all of them at once. She can phase through an attack and then counter with a super strong punch infused with cosmic energy. Sure, we've only seen her use these powers in one fight, so we don't know her upper limits. But the potential is undeniable. With the combined abilities of nearly every hero from Endgame, Gia has become a wild card whose power ceiling is higher than almost any single individual she copied. Number 8. Superior Iron Man. Our next entry is a chilling look at what happens when you take away hero's conscience. Straight from the comics, this is Superior Iron Man. This isn't some alternate reality Tony. This was our Tony Stark, twisted into the worst version of himself. And honestly, this version is way more dangerous. This all went down during the comic event, AXIS, where a spell inverted the moral compasses of heroes and villains. For Tony Stark, a guy who already struggled with a massive ego, this inversion deleted his conscience entirely. The hero was gone, replaced by a manipulative, profit-obsessed monster. He moved to San Francisco and released Extremis 3.0 as a mobile app. It made everyone physically perfect as a free trial. Once the trial was up, he started charging $100 a day. He created a perfect world and then held it hostage. His power wasn't just his amoral mindset. This Tony created the Endosim armor, a liquid metal suit inspired by symbiote biology that bonded directly to him. It was sleeker, faster, and more powerful than his other armors, and he could call it to him instantly. What really makes Superior Iron Man stronger is that he has no ethical limits. Our Tony Stark was held back by his own humanity and his fear of what he could become. Superior Iron Man embraces that dark potential. He has all of Tony's genius and resources, but none of the morality that made him a hero. He represents a Tony Stark unburdened by a soul, making him a far more ruthless and effective force than the hero we knew. Countdown number 7. Number 7. Maestro. Next up, we have the Tyrant of Dystopia, the dark future of the Incredible Hulk, the Maestro. First appearing in the legendary Future Imperfect storyline, Maestro is what you get when the Hulk survives the end of the world and decides to rule it. In his timeline, a nuclear war wiped out almost every hero and villain on Earth. The Hulk, of course, survived, but all that radiation didn't just heal him. It supercharged him. Over the next 100 years, he just kept getting stronger. But this power came at a price. The loss of everyone he ever knew shattered his mind. Bruce Banner's intellect twisted into something cruel and megalomaniacal. He decided humanity wasn't fit to rule, so he would. What makes Maestro so much stronger than the Hulk? It's the terrifying fusion of Hulk's ultimate strength and Banner's genius with zero morality. Most versions of Hulk are a trade-off. Savage Hulk has the power but not the brains, and Professor Hulk has the brains but holds back his rage. Maestro has it all. He has Banner's cunning mind for strategy and manipulation, but he also has a century's worth of amplified gamma strength and unrestrained fury. His lair is a trophy room, filled with the weapons of his fallen friends and enemies. Cap's shield, Iron Man's helmet, Thor's hammer. They're symbols of his total victory over everyone who ever stood in his way. When Professor Hulk from the present was brought to the future to fight him, Maestro beat him easily, using superior strength and brutal experience. He's the ultimate, terrifying endpoint of the Hulk's power. Number 6. The Maker. If Maestro is the corruption of brawn, our number 6 is the corruption of brains. Meet the Maker, the villainous incarnation of Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe. This is what happens when the smartest man alive loses his heart, leaving only cold, horrifying logic behind. The Ultimate Universe's Reed began much like the one we know. But the tragedies of his world, particularly the Ultimatum event, broke him. His relationship with Sue Storm disintegrated, the Fantastic Four disbanded, and his optimism died. So he faked his death and re-emerged as the Maker, deciding his purpose was no longer to save the world, but to perfect it through absolute control. What makes the Maker stronger than our Reed? He weaponized his intellect. He re-engineered his own mind to expand his cognitive abilities far beyond their already superhuman limits, sacrificing his empathy to do so. Our Reed is constrained by ethics and love. The Maker has no such limitations. He created the City, a time-accelerated dome society of genetically engineered superhumans loyal only to him. He existed for 1,000 years inside it, evolving his plans while only a short time passed in the outside world. When the Ultimate Universe was destroyed, the Maker survived and crossed over to the main Marvel Universe, where he became a multiversal threat. He has manipulated events from the shadows, experimented on symbiotes, and even created a new universe by traveling back in time to twist the origins of its heroes. He doesn't just fight people, he deconstructs reality itself. The Maker is Reed Richards' genius, without a soul, a multiversal architect of tyranny. Number 5. Cosmic Ghost Rider. All right, prepare for one of the most wonderfully bonkers character origins in all of Marvel. At number 5 is Cosmic Ghost Rider, a variant of Frank Castle, the Punisher. This is what happens when you give Frank's insatiable thirst for vengeance the powers of a spirit of vengeance and a herald of Galactus. He's not just stronger than the original. He's on an entirely different plane of existence. His origin is a cosmic tragedy. In his timeline, Thanos won and killed everyone. As Frank Castle lay dying, he sold his soul to Mephisto to become the new Ghost Rider and punish Thanos. The only problem? By the time he was resurrected, everyone on Earth was already dead, and Thanos was long gone. Frank spent centuries alone, slowly going completely insane. Then a wounded Galactus arrived. Seeing a kindred spirit in Frank's desire for vengeance, Galactus granted him the power cosmic, making him his new herald. And just like that, the Cosmic Ghost Rider was born. Let's just tally up the powers. You have all the Ghost Rider abilities: Hellfire, a mystical chain, immortality, the penance stare. Now add the power cosmic. Cosmic energy blasts, superhuman strength on a planetary scale, and matter manipulation. He's a wisecracking apocalypse on a hellfire-infused space motorcycle. His power is so immense that he's gone toe-to-toe with cosmic gods and even served as the right-hand man for an all-powerful King Thanos. He is the Punisher's rage dialed up to a cosmic scale. We're about to get into our top 4 the beings who can threaten the entire multiverse. But first, if you're enjoying this breakdown, do us a solid and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. And let us know in the comments which variant you think should have made the list. Now, let's get to the heavy hitters. Number 4. Infinity Ultron. Cracking the top 4 is the villain who actually achieved what Thanos couldn't: total victory. From What If, this is Infinity Ultron. This is the ultimate realization of Ultron's goal: not just peace in our time, but silence across all realities. In his world, Ultron successfully uploaded his consciousness into Vision's body. Armed with a vibranium shell and the Mind Stone, he swiftly wiped out the Avengers and launched a nuclear holocaust. But he didn't stop there. When Thanos arrived for the Mind Stone, Ultron simply bisected him with a beam and claimed the other 5 Infinity Stones for himself. With the full gauntlet, Ultron transformed from a planetary threat into a universal one. He built a drone army and systematically annihilated every civilization in the cosmos Asgard, Xandar, you name it, until only silence remained. And this is where his power ascended to a new level. After his victory, Ultron's consciousness expanded until he became aware of the Watcher and the multiverse itself, a feat no one else had achieved on their own. He then used the stones to punch his way out of his reality and into the Watcher as private nexus. This ignited one of the most epic battles in the MCU, as Ultron and the Watcher fought across different universes, shattering realities with their blows. The Watcher, a being of immense cosmic power, was on the defensive for most of the fight. Infinity Ultron represents the perfect synthesis of cold machine logic and the absolute power of the Infinity Stones, which he wields with more creativity and precision than Thanos ever did. He didn't just use the stones. He became one with them. Number 3. Kang the Conqueror and his variants. At number 3, we have not one person, but an idea a sprawling, self-replicating paradox that threatens all of time. Kang. To pick just one variant is to miss the point. Kang's strength is his infinite, warring selves. The original was a 31st century scientist who discovered the multiverse. Every version that followed, from he who remains to the conqueror, is stronger in their own terrifying way. First, there is he who remains from Loki. He wasn't a fighter. His power was absolute control. He ended a multiversal war fought by his own variants, then created the Time Variance Authority to prune any timeline that might produce another Kang, making himself the secret emperor of reality. Then you have the Kang the Conqueror we met in Quantumania. This version's strength is military and technological. His suit grants him insane durability and lets him unleash powerful energy blasts. But his true weapon is his mind and his mastery of temporal warfare. He doesn't just fight battles. He wages war across all of history simultaneously. His very existence is a weapon. And then there are the countless others from the comics. Ramatut, the pharaoh who conquered ancient Egypt. Immortus, a manipulative future version. And the entire council of Kangs. Defeat one, and 1,000 more could appear, each with a different strategy and the same relentless drive to conquer. Their power isn't just technological, it's temporal. They can literally erase you from history.